When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
Failure is not the end. It's data for your next attempt. Every great achievement in history is built on a foundation of failures, each one providing valuable insights for the next move. When a rocket explodes, we don't just call it a disaster. We analyze, learn, and iterate. Every mistake, every setback, every unexpected outcome is a source of information that brings you one step closer to success. People often view failure as a stop sign, when in reality, it is just a checkpoint. It tells you what didn't work so you can refine your approach. Imagine if the Wright brothers had given up after their first failed attempt at flight. Imagine if Edison had stopped after a few failed experiments with the light bulb. The reason these pioneers changed the world was because they treated failure as feedback, not defeat. Getting feedback to defeat is just simply failing fast, but getting feedback. Think of it like programming. Your first version of an idea is never perfect. You debug, you optimize, you improve. That's how progress works. Every failure strips away what doesn't work, revealing the path forward. The worst thing you can do is fear failure so much that you stop trying, because if you stop, you've guaranteed failure. But if you keep going, you're gathering the data necessary to eventually win. In business, in science, in life, the only people who truly fail are those who quit. Everyone else is simply iterating. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, all of these companies faced massive failures along the way, but every single failure made the product better. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about using it. The faster you fail, the faster you learn, and the closer you get to your goal. Keep testing, keep refining, and keep moving forward. People will doubt you, but that's not your concern. Prove them wrong. The moment you decide to do something big, something unconventional, you will face criticism. People will tell you it's impossible, that you don't have what it takes, that you're wasting your time. But their doubt is not your problem, it's theirs. Your only job is to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and to prove them wrong through action. When I started SpaceX, people laughed. They said a private company could never build rockets, let alone land them. They predicted failure at every step. But we didn't waste time arguing. We just built, tested, failed, and improved. And now, SpaceX has revolutionized space travel. The same happened with Tesla. Experts claimed electric cars would never be practical, that no one would buy them. Today, Tesla is the most valuable car company in the world. Doubt from others is not a reason to stop, it's fuel to push harder. The truth is, most people doubt what they don't understand. They see risk, obstacles, and problems, while visionaries see possibilities. If you listen to the doubters, you'll never achieve anything significant. If you let their skepticism affect your belief, you're handing them control over your future. Proving people wrong isn't about arguing or seeking validation. It's about delivering results. It's about showing up every day, working relentlessly, and letting success speak for itself. The best response to doubt is undeniable achievement. The more people tell you it can't be done, the more determined you should be to show them it can. Ignore the noise, trust your vision, and execute with everything you have. Because at the end of the day, success is the only argument that truly matters. The only way to truly fail is to quit. No matter how many times you stumble, how many setbacks you face, or how difficult the road becomes, failure is never final unless you decide to stop trying. Every successful person, every breakthrough, every game-changing innovation was built on persistence. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or intelligence. It's the refusal to give up. Think about the biggest achievements in history: space exploration, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence. None of these things happened on the first attempt. Rockets exploded, prototypes failed, systems crashed. But each failure provided data, each setback was a lesson, and each mistake was a step closer to getting it right. If the pioneers behind these ideas had quit, none of it would exist today. When SpaceX nearly went bankrupt after 3 failed rocket launches, The easy choice would have been to quit. The logical choice, according to most people, would have been to walk away. But on the fourth attempt, the Falcon 1 successfully reached orbit. If we had given up after the third failure, there would be no SpaceX, no reusable rockets, no vision for Mars. The same applies to any goal in life. The path will be hard, people will doubt you, and things will go wrong. But if you keep moving forward, you haven't truly failed, you're just still in progress. Quitting guarantees failure. Pushing forward, no matter how tough, keeps the possibility of success alive. You don't lose when you fail. You lose when you decide the struggle is no longer worth it. So if your goal matters, keep going. Iterate, adapt, improve, and push through. Because as long as you don't quit, you haven't failed, you're just not done yet. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. When faced with obstacles, most people see reasons to quit. But the ones who succeed are those who recognize the hidden potential within every difficulty. Challenges force you to think differently, push your limits, and innovate in ways you never would have if everything were easy. The greatest breakthroughs in history didn't happen in times of comfort. They happened when people were pushed to their limits and had no choice but to adapt and overcome. Take SpaceX, for example. We faced near bankruptcy, failed launches, and overwhelming doubt from the aerospace industry. But instead of seeing those challenges as signs to stop, we saw them as opportunities to improve, refine our technology, and ultimately change space travel forever. Tesla faced similar struggles. Battery technology wasn't where it needed to be, supply chains were difficult, and major automakers dismissed electric cars as a fad. But instead of giving up, we used these challenges to fuel better engineering, smarter production, and a new way of thinking about transportation. Now, the world is shifting towards sustainable energy because of those early struggles. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they view adversity. Some people see obstacles and turn back, while others see them as a test, a chance to prove what they're capable of. If you shift your mindset, if you start seeing problems as puzzles to solve rather than barriers, you will always find a way forward. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to innovate, and to push beyond what you thought was possible. The harder the challenge, the bigger the opportunity hidden within it. So embrace difficulties because they are the stepping stones to something greater. Hard work and persistence beat talent when talent gives up. Talent alone is never enough. The world is full of talented people who never reached their potential because they relied only on their natural ability. But those who succeed, those who truly make an impact, are the ones who put in relentless effort, push through obstacles, and refuse to quit when things get hard. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need to have all the answers right away. What matters is your willingness to outwork, outlearn, and outlast the competition. Look at some of the greatest achievements in history, whether in business, technology, or sports. It wasn't just talent that made them possible, it was persistence. SpaceX didn't succeed on the first rocket launch. Tesla wasn't profitable overnight. These companies faced repeated failures, but hard work and determination turned those failures into progress. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence or talent, it's the refusal to give up. Many people start strong, but when challenges arise, they quit. That's where persistence matters. The people who change the world aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep going despite failure. Hard work builds skills. Hard work creates opportunities. Hard work combined with persistence makes success inevitable. Even if someone is naturally gifted, if they don't put in the effort, they will eventually lose to someone who is willing to grind every single day. The most important thing is to keep moving forward, keep learning, and keep pushing. Talent may give you an early advantage, but persistence is what gets you to the finish line. And in the end, that's what truly matters. Hard work and persistence beat talent when talent gives up. Talent may give someone an initial advantage, but without effort and perseverance, it means nothing. The world is full of gifted individuals who never reached their potential because they relied too much on their natural abilities and gave up when faced with challenges. On the other hand, history is shaped by people who were not necessarily the most talented, but refused to quit, worked harder than everyone else, and ultimately succeeded. Take any industry, business, sports, technology, and you'll see this pattern. There are countless examples of people who weren't the smartest or the most skilled, but achieved greatness because they outworked their competition. SpaceX didn't revolutionize space travel because of talent alone. It was built on relentless hard work, long nights, failures, and a refusal to quit. Tesla didn't become the world's leading electric vehicle because it was easy. It happened because we pushed through every obstacle thing, no matter how impossible things seem. The truth is, talent can create early success, but persistence is what carries you through adversity. Many people start strong, but when things get difficult, they stop. That's when those who are willing to put in the work win. Persistence means showing up every day, improving bit by bit, and staying in the game long after others have walked away. Hard work develops skills, creates opportunities, and turns failures into stepping stones. The person who keeps pushing, learning, and grinding will always surpass someone who relies on talent alone. At the end of the day, success doesn't belong to the most gifted, it belongs to those who refuse to quit. Keep working, stay persistent, and you will achieve more than talent ever could on its own.